Well, it's Saturday and we put in 12 hours today, or at least I did. Thought I'd give you a look at what happened today. I'm working on the roof. There it's looking. Still got to get that trim up. Still got to get the bottom done. There's a couple weeks work left. But there she be. We've been working all day on this. And I'll give you a look at this is the back side. I just realized I left my truck down here. Got to go get the keys and bring it up. Give you a little look at what it looks like from the back side. Still got to be trim underneath, but we got the roof on there. I'll back up a little, maybe you'll get a better view. Kind of, whoops, watch that, sorry. Going across the road. Been a threat of rain all day. It's been a few sprinkles. There you can see it a lot better there. Much more complete. See just how big it is. But we've got that much done on this side. Tomorrow, hopefully, if it's not raining, we'll be able to finish up the front. We do have the front pretty well set. We just got to put the purlins up. The purlins are the things that run horizontal across the trusses. If you look there in the back, you'll see the purlins. And we'll put purlins across this last section because the top's done. Just have that last section. Then we'll come up, finish the doors, cross bucket, up underneath here. We've got to put a trim piece, put trim pieces on the corner and finish that corner over there. And then I can start moving stuff in and have a little room. You can see there's a gigantic amount of room in this attic, in this barn, so it's going to give us a lot more storage. And another day, another dollar. Hopefully it won't be raining tomorrow. We can get the rest of the roof up and start the trim and say it's a barn. All right. Yesterday we finished what was left of the barn roof to complete. I still have trim to put on there, but now you can see what the barn looks like. Still has to have corner trim, a trim where that flashing shows to cover that up. It'll be white. And trim around the edge of the barn, which is inside the barn right now. I will then, along the bottoms here, trim that out with more of the siding. As you can see, it's done. Hope it meets your requirements. The other thing I've got to do here is I have to trim out up underneath here. Finish that with a piece of 1x. I'll paint that white so it matches the other colors also. So it's under roof and the rain can't get in. And that's my big old barn now. Got a second story and it's accomplished. Got to put cross bucks, those under eaves, soffit, trim boards, the trim around the edge of the roof, which is inside again, the bottom trim, and it's done. It's September 8th, the weekend, and I've done some more work trying to finish things up. As you can see, I still don't have the trim piece there. If you look at the crown of the barn, you'll see that the gable trim is up, which was a lot of work, especially getting up that high, cutting that. But the gable trim's on both ends. At the base, I put trim, keep the animals out down here, and I'll trim that out with a piece of white trim on the bottom, all the way around, to finish it up right where the seam is. You can see that here. Also, you'll see the seam, but that'll have a piece of white trim board across it. Still have to get the soffit trim up and the trim here at the upper seam to finish, but those are mostly cosmetic things. And again, if you'll look up, you'll see that I've got the gable trim all done. So I have moved things into the barn, all out of the garage. Things done, but again, you can see this from the front. We got the gable trim on both sides. And getting there. Also got to do the steps, or not the steps, but the ramp in. So we can drive. Especially high, that was no fun. And I'll shoot you next when I have the trim up. Okay, we're on the final steps. We have completed nearly the front. I've got to do the bottom yet. The steps are done. The doors are done. The box end here is done. So I've got the back, the bottom edge. Notice the doors are all piano hinged. Got to tear out all these stupid rocks that are here, which is coming up next. Bend this down on this side. Hard to see in that sun, I realize. I'll back over here. On this side, got to get that trim piece done, the trim on the bottom. On the back side, so we've got a corner to do here. See, I've only got part of the corner done. Top trim, side trim. Those have all got to be painted yet. The wood's there, but they're not been painted. So, and once again, bottom trim, top trim, corners on the back side. The front side's done, as you saw. And then over here, same thing. Bottom trim. Got the trim board underneath. Got to paint the soffit. Put the soffits up all the way down. Soffits up. And then the inside, the attic is nearly done. I've got one more piece to put on there. Let's see if this looks any better this way. See the soffit a little bit. And on the bottom trim. And then it's all done. And it's officially a barn. Well, there it is, folks. Finished as it should be. Ready to be used and moved into. There are just a couple of little finishing touches, but as far as the camera is concerned, it is done. You'll see we got the trim boards on the front, trim boards on the sides, trim boards underneath here, and trimmed around the edge. Attic's all in. There's the barn, folks. You're looking at it. And it's got to have some boards down there, but that's a couple weeks away. We won't worry about that. And there we are that way. Doesn't look bad, if I have to say so myself, and I'll have to since nobody else will listen to me. Inside here again, up under the soffits, we got the soffits up. As you can see, we got the soffits up, blocking things off, and I'm going to open up the door, the magic door, turn it off just for a minute, turn it right back on. It's going to be hard to see in here because it is dark. Try to open up the doors as much as I can. We got the little latch up here that holds the tight part of the topness. The top of it anyway, you know what I mean. Hey! Okay, anyway, we'll open that up, see if we can get some light in here. And this. And we have now the attic all in. Come over. Have a 44-inch opening. Takes us up to the attic. And we're going up there now. Hopefully we can see this, just how big it turned out to be. Large space. I'll flip it over to, well, no, it's already there. Flip it over to the other side and see if that helps any. Doesn't appear to. There's the east end. I'll flip it back, folks. There, that's better. There is the east end. In through the rafters, where you can see where we climbed on. All the storage that we accumulated here, and a huge floor with my hand. Huge flooring. So we got a lot of room out of this. Just going to start filling it up here. Tools here, anything you can think of, and room to hang stuff in the top. That's almost 6 feet tall in the attic. So there's the barn, folks, all done. We'll get one last look outside. And we'll put this on the YouTube. Last view, 12 by 16, steel roof, 14 foot high storage barn, completed by Randy Coffey with the aid of Jerry Petrie, his brother, and Sherman. And I've forgotten Sherman's last name, forgive me, Sherman. But that's 16 feet wide by 12 foot deep and 14 foot tall, so we have a 6 foot attic almost in there, all hand built by the three of us. No plans, just what we did with our head. Pretty proud of it. Thank you.